Monkey Punch, the author of Lupin the Third, recently passed away, and because of that, everyone's remembering Lupin the Third right now, except they're conveniently forgetting the part about Lupin the Third not being that good of a show. My personal experience with Lupin the Third is that I watched a few episodes on Adult Swim back in the day, didn't particularly care for it, and ever since then, if I did watch it, it was just kind of on in the background as I was doing something else. I did watch a little bit of that spin-off, The Woman Called Fujiko Mine, a few years ago, and I wrote a post about how I watched the first half of the episode, was completely bored, sped through the second half at double speed, was still completely bored, and just dropped it right then and there. So, not a good show, did not care for the franchise, but I do have to admit that it was iconic, it was legendary, it paved the way for better shows to come out later. And one of those shows is City Hunter. That's the one I want to talk about today. City Hunter is my favorite, by far, my favorite long-running episodic anime. And, I'm a plot guy. I like long, continuous plots if my show is going to be long. It is very rare for me to hold an episodic anime of this length in such high esteem, but City Hunter is really that good. And I'm talking about this also because the City Hunter movie, Shinjuku Private Eyes, came out a few months ago, and because I live and work in Shinjuku now, it was particularly good for me. It had a lot of Shinjuku fan service, took you out through a lot of different sights and scenes of Shinjuku in this movie, and I enjoyed it a lot. City Hunter got kind of a modern remake in this movie because the original series took place in the late 80s, early 90s. A lot's changed since then. First time I came to Shinjuku, I was kind of looking for the area at the station where you have to write XYZ in order to summon City Hunter to his services, and it's not there because the original department store was called My City. Now it's called Lumine. A lot's changed. Technology's been updated. No one's going to have a chalkboard there anymore. In the movie, in fact, they updated it to be like an electronic message board. And they have a lot of that in the movie too, like random technology updates. He's like fighting drones and stuff, which is kind of lame, but they got to do it to get with the times a bit. Cool thing about this movie also is that they brought back a lot of the old cast. Sometimes you'd have many episodes, in fact, even many of the movies that I've seen. I haven't seen all of the City Hunter movies, but many of them don't bring back the whole cast. Characters like Saiko, the police officer, or Umibozu, the kind of like frenemy of his, Miki, some of these other characters, they're all back in this movie. In fact, they brought back some of the... I have never seen this show, Cat's Eye, but that's another work by the same author. They brought like a cameo from those characters over. So it's really cool. They really went all out with this movie, and perhaps it will be the last City Hunter movie. The voice actor for Ryo Saiba, the main character, that guy is really old. I'm surprised he can do the voice as well as he does. But maybe there won't be another movie in the series, and that would be fine. City Hunter got its modern remake. I don't think there's anything left to do at this point. And I'm not really going to recommend this movie to anyone who's not already a fan of City Hunter. And especially so I live in Shinjuku. I'm a fan of City Hunter. This movie is perfectly targeted towards me. For example, in the very first opening scene of this movie, there's a car chase right at the Kabukicho Godzilla movie theater where I was watching the movie as I was seeing this. So that was really cool, a stupid reason to give bonus points to the movie for sure, but, kind of exciting for me. And, I am exactly the target audience for this movie. But I'm here to more generally recommend the whole series to you. It's a great action comedy. One of the few action comedies I've ever seen in any language, like in any country of origin, that is consistently funny from episode to episode. First few episodes are like more dark and serious, and this is where like the partner dies and Kaori, the little sister, becomes the new partner, and they're the partners from like the entire rest of the series. The first few episodes, it doesn't really capture the essence of the later episodes, so you can kind of ignore that, but once things get rolling, it is just great from like that point on through the entire rest of the series. So I would strongly recommend that. The main character, Ryo Saiba, who is the character City Hunter, extremely charismatic. He carries the whole show. Absolutely love his character, one of my favorite characters of all time. There's a spin-off series too called Angel Heart, in which like Kaori dies and a new girl comes in. That show didn't particularly care for it, even though it's the same Ryo Saiba from the original series. But the actual City Hunter series, great anime, strong recommendation if you're looking for an anime comedy, especially an action comedy that is long-running and consistent.